So we're in a motel room in Rome. A tourist brochure would have described it as quaint or historic or maybe even rustic, but it's just old and dingy. The peeling paint, creaking floors, and lumpy bed have no shaggy chic charm. We're here because the Iranian government is after my father. He's wanted because of a play that he wrote. His name is on a list of people to be detained. In Iran, that means torture, prison, and in some cases, execution. So my dad leaves town in a hurry. He gets smuggled out of Iran in a fishing boat and makes his way to the United States. Since that time, my mom, sister, and I have been trying to join him. I'm around 9. My sister is 7. At this point, it's been 2 years of paying smugglers who steal our money. 2 years of worrying every time we see a person in a uniform because they might ask for our papers. 2 years of the 3 of us living in single rooms in motels. I don't remember the last time we had a dinner that wasn't a warmed up can of beans. Anyway, we're in this shitty motel in Rome. My mom is huddled over our suitcases, trying to amalgamate our stuff into a single bag. My sister is keeping the hell away from the action. I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, anxiously watching to see what else we're gonna leave behind. You see, we've done this a few times already. First, when my dad left Iran and we sold off everything in our house. Then when we left my aunt's house in Tehran, and once more in Turkey. I know what this means. It means we're on the move, and I don't want to go. Don't get me wrong, the motel room is shitty. But every time we move, it's to a place that's even shittier than the last one. And there's something about this place that I like. The closet. Yeah, the closet. You see, when 3 people are forced to live in a single room, a good-sized closet is key. I'm telling you. And this one is big enough for a 9-year-old to fit in. Every day for at least a few hours, I sit in the closet, close the door, and think. I call it my space, and I tell my sister that I'm doing my thinking work in it. Yeah, that's what passed for MySpace in my childhood. In my thinking work, I dream up of houses I've seen on American TV, houses that have 2 floors and a stairwell. A stairwell to me is happiness, and safety is my entire family under one roof. Anyway, we're in this motel room, and we're trying to put all of our stuff into a single bag. We have to travel light, my mom says. I don't ask any questions because I know. I've overheard the conversation in my mom's broken Italian with the front desk clerk. I know what the apologetic tone and the wringing of the hands means, and despite my mom's limited language skills, so does a motel clerk. Money is our universal language, and poverty has a smell and texture you can spot a mile away. The thing is, we're out of money, completely. No more nights in a motel, no long-distance calls. So we leave. The 3 of us move like a single unit. My mom in the lead, me 1 step behind, and my sister my ever-present shadow. We make it all the way to the bus stop, and I see my mom carefully counting out the change, making sure that she's not including any more than we absolutely need for the bus fare. We finally make it to our destination, Termini. That's Rome's equivalent of Union Station. But here's the kicker. We have no tickets, and my mom doesn't make any moves to buy any. She's not checking the schedule for arrival times. She's not listening for announcements for departures. So we just sit there on a bench, watch the crowds go by, and wait. From time to time, others settle on our bench, but they have tickets, they're checking the schedules, they're listening for announcements, and inevitably, they all leave. The 3 of us are like fixtures. We just stay in one place. We stay that way for hours, I think, but I can't be sure. I know my stomach is growling, but we have no money for fast food, so we sit. Kiosks sell postcards, we don't move, we sit. Crowds hustle and bustle, we don't move, we sit. At this point, it's getting pretty late, and no one is coming to pick us up. We're here because it's a relatively clean, well-lighted place, and because of all the people coming and going at all hours of the night. it's a safe place to wait for morning when you have nowhere else to go. We don't say any of these words out loud to each other. We just sit there and wait. I know things are messed up, but my mom is acting like everything is okay, and I take my cues from her, so I'm acting like everything's fine. My sister takes her cues from me, so she's acting like it's all good. But the reality is that we have no money, we have nowhere to go, and there's a very distinct possibility that everything is not going to be okay. So we wait. And then, all of a sudden, my mom springs up, every fiber at her being at attention. She hops on top of a bench and yells out in Farsi, in Rome, "Hello? If you're out there and you speak Farsi, can you please help us?" Everybody turns to stare. This is pre-September 11, so we don't get arrested, but everybody turns to stare like she's gone insane. But she just does it again. "Hello, if you're out there and you speak Farsi, can you please help us?" We don't sleep in a train station at night. The man my mom overhears speaking Farsi gives us the address of an organization of Iranian students that help refugees. We use the last bit of money that we have to make our way to their offices across town. By the time we get there, the students have heard all about us. You see, since we lost touch with my dad, he had contacted every organization in Rome trying to find us. The students set us up with a room in their home. They get my mom a job selling newspapers at street corners, and they get my sister and I registered in a school. We were okay in the end, but it could have easily gone another way, and it was all because of the kindness of these strangers. I can tell you a lot of other stories about dangerous nights and close calls, but what's important is that we made it through it all. Thanks, through a little help from our friends.